Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and it's grand final day tomorrow in the Gawler and District Softball Association. Sarah McMillan, the association president, is on the line with me. And Sarah, before we get to grand final day, we have to look back to prelim final day, because what an amazing round of results last weekend.
Yes. I picked it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Yes, upset of the week. Two Wells took down Kangas, which is a big, massive game in the Div 1 prelim.
Yes, so let's start right there. Two Wells beat the Kangas 12-10, so an unbelievable upset. And yeah, Two Wells into the grand final against all odds. I don't think many people saw this coming. You did though, Sarah.
Yeah, I felt it all along. We've been building to this whole season. But it was a super tight game, as in seventh innings, going into the seventh innings, we were 10-all. And I heard from the umpire, this better be a result in this innings. I don't know if I can go another innings. And yeah, it was quite amazing to get that third out. It was just, whoa, we won. We won.
Yeah, so a very high-scoring game. 22 runs scored in total, 12-10, like we said. And it's the first win Two Wells have had all year over the Kangas, and just like that, into the grand final. So that's certainly one of the results of the season. What was the feeling like for all the players during the game and in the aftermath of the game? I'm sure there was a lot of excitement and probably a bit of shock from the Kangas players as well.
Yes. It's super exciting right through the game from both sides. Nobody felt like it was going to be an easy game on the Kangas side, and we certainly didn't feel it on Two Wells' side. And we fought and played hard. Like both sides were being very aggressive and in the field and on the bat, and we were right on everything. Had to take anything you could get, and I think Two Wells took advantage of a couple of errors and managed to get ahead. And I don't want to say that we didn't have errors, because we had errors, but they just didn't take advantage of them as easily as we did. Well, and yeah, super exciting right through, and even at the end, it was almost like a sigh of relief, but also so exciting.
Well, just an incredible result. And Two Wells, what's been the key to the improvement this season? Because it was hard to even get on the scoreboard for Two Wells earlier in the year, and they've come home with a wet sail. It's been an unbelievable turnaround. Has there been new players come in, or players returning from injury, or has it just purely been players improving and getting into a rhythm?
I think we've all improved as a team right through the season, but I think we've just had staggered absenteeism throughout the season. Like, not a whole heap of people away, but just a couple each week, a couple of different people, and then finally forming as our real team at the end, and then coming together and playing as a team. I think our teamwork has really improved this whole season.
Well, it's a common problem in regional sporting leagues. The cohesion can be hard to achieve because players are in and out of the team so much. But you see what happens when everyone gets back in towards the end of the season and makes a push altogether towards finals. So well done to Two Wells making it through to the grand final in, I don't want to call it the game of the season, even though maybe it was, because that might be underselling the Blue Jays and the Vikings game, which was brilliant as well. And the Vikings prevailed 5-4, another nail biter. So they'll be playing Two Wells in the grand final tomorrow.
Yes, that was a close game, and it was really tight to start with. First innings, nothing was happening. Like that, straight out for both sides, and then Vikings managed to get ahead, and Blue Jays were trying to catch them through the rest of the game, but just didn't quite make it at the end of the game, holding short on 4 runs. Which felt like a big disappointment on their behalf. Like they really felt it hit home, and being the reigning premiers, it was really hard not to make it to the grand final. But it was a very tight, very close game. Good game to watch. Not that I was watching it because I was playing, but I could hear it from the other diamond. Really close game.
Well, 2 epic prelims in the Div 1s to set up a fantastic grand final tomorrow between Two Wells and the Vikings. So very much looking forward to that. And what was the vibe from the players? Obviously, the interrupted final series and the week cancelled. No one was too grumpy or calling things unfair over that?
No, everybody's sort of always disappointed to miss out on a game. But I feel like with having those two finals and such close finals and such good games, I think, I think the weather did us a favour and sort of put out those really fantastic close games for us.
Absolutely. So that is season over for the Kangas and the Blue Jays, unfortunately, but 2Ls taking on the Vikings tomorrow. So that's going to be an excellent grand final. We'll just have a quick look at the games they've played earlier in the year. The first time they met, it was Vikings winning 6-2, then winning the next one 3-7, and then 15-2, 6-0, and then 2Ls winning the most recent meeting 3-1. So like we said, the late season turnaround for 2Ls. They got flogged a few times by the Vikings earlier in the year,
Yeah.
but there must be some confidence after that last result just a month ago.
Yes, I think that's what started us off. That was our first win for the season. And now that we've won 3, like we're just old hat at it. Because just going to finish it off with this 4th one to take out the season, which would be fantastic.
All right, well, that is something to look forward to in the Div 1s. We better get to the Div 2s because there was a lot of intense action here as well. I almost fell off my chair when I saw this result. Kangas through to the grand final with a win over the Blue Jays, and not just an ordinary win, 20-16. What is going on there, Sarah? It's an absolute slogfest by the looks.
Yes, started out quite, I say slow, but it wasn't slow. It was more tight than anything. Bailey got in a home run for Blue Jays, and that was the only run scored in that first inning. And then they picked up, and both sides had a couple of runs on either side, and then Kangas took off and got quite a few runs in. And then Blue Jays, they took off as well and sort of caught up to them a little bit. And then
did anyone stop after they took off? It sounds like everyone took off and just kept on scoring and scoring and scoring.
It feel a little bit like that, and then finally they get some outs. It's like, get your act into gear, let's get some outs here. But then, right at the end, Kangas took off another 7 runs in front, and then Blue Jays could only catch a couple, and then didn't quite make it. So I think they were starting to get quite tired at the end because only 5 innings for a Div 2 game, but they become long innings when you're getting so many runs. And I think tiredness wore them down a little bit.
Well, kudos to all the batters stepping up to the plate there. 20-16, 36 total runs is just unbelievable. I think the Blue Jays can count themselves a little bit unlucky to score 16 and still lose by 4 runs. I think 16 would have been a winning score in nearly every single game across every division and age group this season. So 16 runs is good, but 20 is just better. So well done to the Kangas. They're marching on to the grand final, as are the Giants, who, again, it was a 5-4 scoreline, just like one of the Div 1 games. And yes, the Giants are marching on there. Yes,
Giants, they are really put in for their game and they come out to play, basically. So, another tight game and, a lot tighter on the field out there. You really had to sneak something through to get a run in. And there was a home run in there. And to the life of me, I cannot remember who it was, which is really bad on my behalf. But, it was a really great game. And they were really on top of each other, one on top. And then, and Vikings just not able to catch them in the last innings.
All right, so it's the Giants and the Kangas in the grand final in Div 2. Interesting meetings between these teams for the year. Giants winning the first one 13-12, Kangas winning the second one 8-7. So they split a couple of really close games early in the season, but then the Kangas, the last 2 times they met, running out 14-5 winners and then 13-3 earlier this month. So the Kangas certainly have had their measure lately, but looking forward to seeing who can get up there on grand final day. We're almost out of time, Sarah, but we better just quickly run through the under-17s. So it is the Kangas and the Giants in grand final action this weekend.
Yes, Kangas and Giants is that's a very close game this weekend. They all seem to be, they're just young adults out there, and they have come a long way this season, both sides, coming together team-wise as well as skill-wise. I think that'll be a hard-hitting game. I reckon that'll be almost as big as a Div 1 game.
Kangas winning 4 out of 5 meetings between the two this year, but it was just 8 runs to 7 last time they met a month ago, so it should be a really good finish there in the under-17s. And in the 14s, a big win for the Kangas, 14-2 over Trinity College. So they'll be taking on the Giants in the grand final this weekend.
Yes, and Giants have been a strong team this season. Kangas taking a big win over Trinity the week before, I think sort of really does play on the brain a little bit. Do you play on the win, or you're just riding in, cruising right through the season? So that'll be a tight game, I believe.
I think they're all going to be tight games, Sarah. If they're anything like the epic games you were given on prelim weekend, it's going to be a very, very good grand final day. Hey, good luck to you. Good luck to everyone involved on grand final day. Hopefully it is a fantastic day for the association. Looking forward to reviewing it all with you next week, Sarah.
Yes, looking forward to it. And Sofa will be the winner.